metaphysics and Western aesthetic as something that's inferior precisely because
non-representational.
Right. It does not represent concrete ideas. It's elusive. It's always fading away when
so,
it's
question.
used.
We have not only in regard to music, but we have been given many examples today which are about emotions, atmospheres, ambiguities, situations about which you cannot clearly verbalize or put into clear critical statements. And in all these regards, the question arises, how much consumerism is there involved, and how much does this kind of non-representational functioning of comics, this non-representational appeal, relate or lead to new kinds of behavior in society, to new kinds of action, to new kinds of criticism. Because criticism is necessarily tied to words and representations and verbalizations. And all political movements, feminism included, for example, have necessarily to stick to representation in the end, and to realism and popular fiction.
That's why comics are fascinating, because of that connection to emotionality or affect, or the disregard of historical truth, or a deliberate attempt to problematize historical representation. So, and as I said, the focus there is the sensation, and it's the more overall, not purely visual, but different kind of connections to possible effects.
Where is the empowering effect or impact of this sensation?
Okay, I think on one hand, it could be to challenge Western metaphysics that focus on representations, right, to visual and then other sensory movement, right? Because these sensory movements are not about representation, right? It's about the sensations that are produced on the reader, right? But on the other hand, that the connection of in terms of expression, I think there's a possibility of moving beyond the more meaning-driven or historicizing trajectory in some of the more male forms in terms of the fantasy, quest narrative in some other comics.
So I'm asking myself how I can use your argument for my purposes in my field, and one possibility would be to argue against this escapism theory. If it's not representational, if it's not verbalizable, it's escapism. If it's not realist. No? This is one usual attitude towards especially shoujo manga. No?
I think we can have this conversation over drinks.
Yes,
because I have a lot.
Yeah, a lot to say.
To share.
Please,